To accounting and finance education. Today we are going to talk about how to mind your own business. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe for more videos. And the topic of today is how to mind your own business in finance. So how do you mind your own business? How? So let's look at it, like how I will define all these ideas are going to come out from the Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm just trying to give an interpretation and maybe help someone who doesn't have like financial basic. So the agenda of today is like how focus on your asset columns. Like a lot of people, they focus on the money they had and how they can spend it. But we forget like there is asset column that we need to focus on. Financial struggles is a result of people working all their life for someone else. You're just building your boss. You're building your boss and you forget about yourself. And then the next agenda will be starting to mind your own business. So we are not saying like you stop working, stop doing anything, and then just start a business, because starting a business is not easy and it doesn't work just in one day. So we ask you that you keep your day job, but start buying real assets, the assets that give you income, not liabilities. A lot of people often buy liabilities that they think like are assets. So let's see how we will do this today. Why do people like refuse to mind their own business? It's because they have the I can't afford to take risks. Like a lot of people don't want to take risks. So I cannot afford to take risks. But there's a way that you can take risks. When you can start start taking risks, right? So there is a procedure. It's just not like you just wake up one day and you just want to take risks. So you have to go through a procedure, and that is like a lot of people don't want to take risks because they lack financial foundation. So what next could you do? If you have a financial foundation, you will know what you're doing and how you can do it. So the first step is for you to build your financial foundation. Invest in yourself. Build your financial foundation so you can be comfortable doing things that you are doing, and you know like this thing is not going to blow up. If it's blow up, I know I have already prepared on how to handle that. Others, they just cling, and because of that they lack financial foundation, they don't want to take risks, they cling on the job and they play it safe. And sometimes it's not that safe. Even if you have that job that you feel like is very secured, things happen. Like life is very uncertain. Like it's nothing is guaranteed. So if you have a job, you might think like it's like well established, secured, but things can happen. Coronavirus came and a lot of people lost their job. So because of that, when the downsizing become now the answer, when you feel like you have a job and you're playing it safe, downsizing come in and you're fired, or maybe there's no more job for you. So it becomes a struggle when you have nothing to fall back to. Yes, if you have nothing to fall back to and then you are now struggling, you can lose some personal properties that you had owned and think like they were assets. Things like your house. You can lose your house maybe because you're failing to pay your mortgage, because the job that used to pay your mortgage is no more. And maybe you are losing your car because your car loans, you're not up to date with your car loans. And maybe like even your life, you struggle too, because now you don't have no money to keep up with your expenses and all those stuff. Like a lot of people have been to that road. So we have experienced this kind of life thinking like job is the main thing. And at this point for me, job is part of the main thing. So you have a job and start doing something else that will be giving you income. So the first step, like the first agenda of today is like, how do you focus on your asset column? You have to focus on your asset column more than your income column, and you will build your asset column using your income. So we mean that's why they say keep your day job. If you keep your day job, you now have income that is coming in, and you manage your expenses. Once you manage your expenses, you have money left every month. So if you have money left every month, you can invest in your asset. And now your hope is that your asset is going to grow and it's going to give you more money. So focus more on your assets column. So, but before you focus more on your asset column, you need to know what are these assets that you're buying. Learn the difference between the assets and the liabilities. If you don't know the difference, you might end up buying more liabilities, and those more liabilities will want you to pay, and your job is not guaranteed. So buy more asset. Know the difference between the asset that you're buying. The asset thing that categorized as asset, but in reality they don't give you no value. You don't get any income from them. So know the difference between asset and liability. Let's compare, like, how does the income statement for the poor person look and the one for the rich person, and why you want to start minding your own business and act as if you're rich already, because it doesn't cost you anything. It's just the mentality that you need to change your mentality and act like those who actually rich. How do they manage their money, and why are they not struggling? And some of us, we are struggling. So now let's see, income statement is the one for the poor person. We always focus on the income section and the expenses. How much can we earn and how much how much can we spend? So we get like the salaries and the expenses are always equal. So we mean if we don't go to job, our expenses suffer. There's no way we can pay our expenses. So it's always like same column. Like you have income and the expenses. There's like $50, $50. You spend everything. Next, you wait for next paycheck. You wait for the next paycheck, and life goes on like that. For those who are rich, and rich, I mean like those who have like something that is left every month, and they invested in the income in the asset column. So these are the rich people. You can be wealthy even before you own anything else. You are wealthy if you get paid today and you pay your expenses and you are left with $5. So you're wealthy. You're $5 wealthy. If you get paid and you get $100 left every month, you are wealthy because you're $100 wealthy. So you don't have to be rich like those of Donald Trump. So you cannot be called rich. You can call yourself wealthy based on how you manage your money. So on this section, we have income. So the income side for those who are rich are rental. They get income from rental properties. They get income from dividends. They get income from interest, royalties, and the expenses side is always they try to minimize. They don't just buy everything because everyone is buying it, or they don't do things based, or like their spending is not impulsive. It's not like they will go and buy a dress because the neighbor is wearing a dress, or they will go and buy Mercedes because the neighbor is buying Mercedes. So it's not, that behavior is not for people who want to grow wealth. Yes, if you want to grow wealth, you grow the incomes that will buy you luxuries. It doesn't start with you buying luxuries and then you have no money to pay those ones. So for them, they grow the income first and then the luxury will come later. Balance sheet. Balance sheet for the poor person is always no asset inside there. The list, these liabilities, which is like a long list, because most people on the poor section of this column, they think like liabilities are assets, so they keep buying them, they keep buying them. You think if you own 2 cars and then you're wealthy, so you buy more 2 cars, and then you end up with car loan, you have insurance, you have a lot of things. So it's just like they don't understand that the liabilities are not assets, so they keep buying more of them in the name of wanting to look rich. So they have credit card, they have student loan, they have car loan, they have mortgage. So it's a long list for them. And this is what keeps them up at night. The life is about merry-go-round. So you buy more asset, buy more liabilities, you have your salary, you increase your salary, you have more liabilities and expenses, and then there's nothing in for you, like there's no asset. So on this side of rich people, they have the asset column fill up with a lot of portfolios. So there's real estate portfolio for them, and then there's stock portfolio for them, there's bond portfolio for them, there's note portfolio for them, and they have the liability section, which they always try to minimize. So it can be smaller than the asset section, because if there is not a lot of liabilities, it will eat up your asset section. So there has to be a huge difference between the liabilities that they have and the assets, so they can have positive net worth. Yes, and I hope you understand this, this section. Financial struggle is as a result of people trying to work all their life. They want to work for, they want to work all their life for someone else. But who are they working for? So let's see. It's not bad to work, because everyone wants to pay the bill, they want to buy this and they want to buy this, but until when? So how long do you want to work for your life? And when you stop working, do you have the money to sustain your life, right? So that's the question. So if you decide to work for someone else, it should be like you're also building yourself too, not just work, because they determine whether you will be there working there tomorrow or not. They might decide today, like, oh, I have a headache, let's fire Tabitha, and they come and fire you. So as you work, as you work for all these people, make sure you're building yourself too. So when they fire you, it doesn't feel like your life is ending and you need to commit suicide. So who do they work for? They work for owners of the companies. Like, you wake up every morning, you are running, because if you are late, David is going to fire you. So you work for the companies. Yes. And then they also work for the government through tax. So in Canada, yeah, and maybe most of North America, they use progressive tax. The more you work, the more you pay tax. So for some people, they don't realize that they work 5 months for tax, and they work 5, maybe 7 months for themselves. They don't realize. But if they have to do the numbers and see how much tax they pay to the government, that's when they will know, like, they actually paying the security of, of the country, right? The SIN, what is that called, like SIN? Social insurance. So it's just for you to ensure the society being. So the more you work, the more you pay tax. So there's a standard marginal rate that they tax you, and then something that they add and tax you again when you have more hours or you're handing more income above minimum wage or something like that. So you pay a lot of money working for the government through tax. So the other person that they work for the bank that owns their mortgage. So it's not a problem for you to prefer to pay mortgage or maybe pay your rent, stuff like that. So when you work for the mortgage, just because you lack, when you pay mortgage, just because you lack the financial foundation, the bank can take advantage of you and always feel like talk to you as if they're giving you a deal when actually they are really eating into your money. So they might tell you, let's extend your mortgage, and in reality, like they have, when they extend your mortgage, they have extended the term of payment. So it will mean more interest that you're going to pay them, and a lot of things that come, all those charges, you never know. When you add them up, you see like a lot of money that you're losing toward this banks, right? So you need to know, like, have that financial foundation, so you know like where your money is going. Where is your money going? Is it going to the bank, or is it going to taxes, or is it like your company that you're working for is not paying you enough for your skill and knowledge? Yes. So in other words, only job alone, like you don't go nowhere. It's just like paying bill and surviving. Yes. You better even just go and be farmer. Job alone is not enough, right? You just work there health-wise and you're building nothing. So it's just like you're surviving. You're putting it into the system every other month. You pay your rent, you pay everything, nothing is left for you. So you go back and do the same thing. So it's like there is no hope for tomorrow. Just survive, right? So for me, I want you to work your job and start building yourself behind the scene. Okay, start minding your own business. So this is the main part of the video. And start minding your own business is that we already talked about it. Like, keep your daytime job, go to work, even if you have to do extra, maybe you do overtime. You know that overtime is going to go to your asset column, right? It's not bad. Like, let me go do overtime if there's nothing left every month. So if you do overtime, you know, like you're working for that overtime, so you can keep something for yourself. And buy real asset, don't buy liabilities, because if you buy liabilities, you are in trouble. Keep your job and start minding your own business, right? So all those stuff is the one that we want. But how do you start minding your own business? You start minding your own business by keeping your daytime job and buy really income generating asset. Real income generating asset could be, you can also, how do you mind your own business too? It's like, keep your expenses low. Don't just buy things because everyone is buying. So at the end of the day, you, both of you, maybe you don't even know the plan of that person, or maybe you don't know the responsibilities that that person have, but you just keep going and keeping up the Joneses, you end up like not achieving things in life because you want to keep up with everybody. So keep your expenses low. Whatever you decide for you is for you. Everyone does not have to be okay with it. They might talk about it, but it's your decision. You know where it's going to take you. Reduce liabilities. Yeah, you reduce your liabilities. Maybe negotiate for car loans so you can pay less, stuff like that. So try to reduce your liabilities. Try to pay some of your student loan. If you have student loan, try to pay off some of your credit card, because the interest that you pay on credit card could actually bill you assets, right? Like, let's say, for example, like you bank with you bank with the banks that charge service, right? Services fee. So you have to pay services fee for $15 a month. Do you know you can get other companies that only allow you to bank for free? So what do? That $15 can buy you stocks in the market, or you can add it up and maybe send it to whoever you want to support financially. So it just depends on the choices that you make. 22% on your credit card, that's a lot of money. So you better try to reduce it and pay less to the thing. However, maybe if you're borrowing money to build something that will give you more return, and then there's no problem, it's leverage. You can go borrow money, build something that will give you back money. It's not a problem. But if you're using credit card, as for consumption for a lot of us sometimes. So it's not healthy. You don't have, you end up like being in a rat race of trying to pay off all the credit card because you accumulated money that was not giving you back money. Now, let's see. So really income generating assets fall into these categories. So you can build a business that do not require my present or your present. So sometimes like it's this thing is like the hardest part. You cannot build a business in 1 day or 2 years or 3 years, sometimes in 5 years time. It can still break. Or it requires a lot of commitment, a lot of resources, people, ideas, and all those stuff. So this part could be like hard for people who are just beginning. So it requires a lot of commitment. Yes, sometimes you can do online business and it's not selling or this stuff, or the expenses are more and you cannot afford it and all this stuff. So it's not really easy. So the other part is stocks. So stocks is easy for you to get in, but before you get in there, you need to have financial foundation on what you're doing, because things can go south very quick. So you need to know that you're comfortable. Are you investing or trading? Are you a long-term investor or a short-term investor? Or are you trading, day trade or swing trade? So it's something like you have to put energy into it by educating yourself before you get involved, because you need to know that how to manage your risk, because those who, when you're there and you're managing your risk, you will not miss the opportunities. You're not like someone who avoiding everything all at once. Bonds, so you can invest in in bonds. So if you invest in bonds and hand interest, or even income generated real estate, yes, it's not for only rich people. If you are well organized and your finances are in and your finances are in chap, right? You have a down payment, you build your credit score, you have a job that can support like your cash flow and all those stuff. So you can start a real estate investing. It's also come with a lot of risk too. So it doesn't really, it's not an easy thing that you can just jump in and make money. It just come with a lot of experience and all those stuff. So notes, so you can buy notes. You can also buy royalties. If you have money, you can buy golds too. So it's a lot of stuff. Yes, and this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and if you have not subscribed to my video, please subscribe for more videos and click on the notification bell, and see you next time. Thank you.